Hey y'all, welcome back to the Loneliness Cure. I'm Maya.
And I'm Malikiya, and this is the podcast where we dive into the behind the scenes of community building. We explore how health, wealth, and faith impact us and other community builders. Today we have a very special guest. We have Keocha LaFleur-Anders, or Kay as we all love to call her. She is a visionary entrepreneur, creative wellness strategist, and multimedia storyteller, transforming lived experiences into pathways for well-being and social impact. As founder and CEO of Coffee Milk Media and curator of Reset with Kay, she helps founders slow down, realign, and build holistic success. She's also the executive producer of TEDx Round Rock Women, amplifying women's voices and ideas worth spreading. Kate is passionate about building platforms that empower others to be, do, and lead well with intention, heart, and zero burnout. As a wife, mom to 5, and here to help you and us reset, realign, and rise. Welcome, Kay.
Thank you. Thank y'all so much.
Thanks for being here.
Yeah, thank you.
We love you, so.
Yes.
Y'all too.
But before we get started, we're going to do a little icebreaker with one of our questions. What's your game plan in a zombie apocalypse?
I'm going to sleep. If I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die in my sleep.
You know?
I will not be watching the zombies come to get me. I'm gonna be sleeping.
I've never thought of that.
Give me some NyQuil. Like, I'm just gonna go for it, full force. Just go to sleep, and if something happens, I won't be up to feel it.
I feel
Yeah.
that.
What if you wake up though?
I'm not fighting.
I know.
I'm not fighting.
You know, guys,
I'm just gonna be like,
I've never
I'm like,
thought about that.
just take me. I'm not fighting. And
What
then
can
like
you do
I'll
for
give
real?
my right. What? Because what?
they don't die.
So many more
They
of
don't
them.
die.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Man. So that's a long life.
Right, to just be
To
fighting.
be scared.
Exactly. So I'm going to sleep. Like,
Wow.
Yep, I'll give my kids to their father. I'm like, y'all can fight it out together. But I'm gonna be over here, and if I make it, I make it. If I don't,
right.
it was my time.
Yeah.
Wow.
Purpose. Yes. Destiny. If we have to face zombies, then it was meant to be. So
Wow.
I'll just,
Yep.
why fight it?
I love that. Because I'm always like, I would go to the library to get books on how to survive. Or like medical books in case I get hurt,
Yeah. I love that. We're like,
Yeah,
I'm tired.
y'all just like, I'm out.
Take me up yonder, because I'm like, nope.
Not yonder.
We're going up.
Exactly. Oh gosh. Love that question.
That was a good question. Okay, so give us a rundown of what's happening in your world, what matters to you right now.
One of the biggest things that I've been doing now is really designing my life. Like, honestly, even when I work with clients, I'm not trying to figure out, but I'm being honest about what I want. And then just being like, okay, that's not going to add to that, so I'm not going to do that, or just really piecing it together. And with the productions that I have, or just the projects that people know that I'm doing, just know that fits into my life. Like, I used to fit my life around what was happening, and now I've shifted that, and now it's like, okay, this is my family, that's important to me, my time, with my friends and all those things, and I fit business around that. So that's what I'm doing now, just kind of going through everything, going, nope, that doesn't fit, that's not going to help me reach my goal, which at the end of the day is really about sustainability for me. What can I continue to do? So
Okay. So you're working on design. How hard was it for you to like make that shift from having your life run you to like you designing your life?
It was hard.
Yeah.
Because part of what we're talking about today is slowing down, right? And that I kept talking about that, but I wasn't actually doing it. And because a lot of times slowing down means you saying no to money and opportunities and being in spaces that sound like a great place to be, but it doesn't fit your goal. So it was hard. It was really hard. I had to change my pace because I was moving way too fast, but I was moving, especially with building a business. You go to all these different places. You think you're supposed to be in all these networking spaces like all the time, and it burned me out. And so I just was like, okay, I need to slow down and be very intentional about where I am, make sure it aligns with my goals. But like I said, the hardest part for me was turning down money, like turning down. I was like, ooh, this hair gonna be in a bun until I make that turn and get,
man.
you
And
know.
that is the sacrifice.
That is.
That is the sacrifice.
Because everybody's like, the bun is really a classic look for you. No, the bun is a look because I had to slow down and say no to money and like not go to the hair salon for a little bit. Like, I had to make sacrifices in order to really have peace. That's really what it was about. Like not overworking myself and not chasing things, but really being in a position and a posture to attract what I say I want and work on myself. But that wasn't easy.
Yeah,
it wasn't easy. So
what emotions or like what were you feeling in your body that was like signaling that you need to slow down or that you might be doing too much?
Oh, that's a good question. Survival mode, because here's the thing, I was moving really fast, but I was moving really fast in survival mode. It wasn't even something like, I lost my job at Dell. Well, I like to say they broke up with me, but I was gonna break up with them anyway. I wanted to anyway, but that put me into full survival mode. So panic is a lot of what I felt in my body. It was like I gotta do something right now. And so I started the publishing company actually a little bit before I was laid off, but I started hitting it real hard, and I could just feel like I was operating from urgency and panic, and nothing really was landing. And for other people, it looked like I was, I had all these opportunities, and I did. I had a lot of clients, but they weren't thought out. It was just that somebody want to publish a book. Sure. It was, but I can feel that, like that anxiety and that panic in my body because I was in survival mode for a very long time. And at some point what happened, the turning point was grief because we lost our dog. And we had him from 6 weeks to 12 years old. So we went through the whole stage of watching him get older. And so it was that. And it was like a couple things that happened in 2024 where I was just like, for me, God was like, okay, so if you're not going to listen, here's what's going to happen. And it was a forced reset. But I can feel it in my body leading up to that. But I was in survival mode.
So you kind of ignored it, and
100%.
I do the same thing.
Any way that you can ignore it, you try. Like you get busy so that you don't feel it. And that's why a lot of people don't slow down and don't change their pace and don't be still and don't like to be quiet because it forces you to really deal with all that stuff you've been trying to ignore.
Yep.
Yeah,
definitely.
Right. Definitely relate.
Y'all are like, I'm thinking about something right now.
Right. I'm like, hey, is she talking to
I know,
she
like,
talking
you didn't have
about
to call
me?
us out
Right.
like that.
I'm like, why she talking about us? Keep on sorry.
Yeah, no, it's definitely hard to like slow. I feel it with busyness, or like wherever I'm going, I have like something playing, like music or like a sermon or something like that, to like, because I think it's helping me. Like, okay, I might like work through, like I might hear a good sermon and I'm like, oh, that applies. I can apply that. But once you like really sit down with it, it's like a whole laundry list of things you gotta like handle. And I like that you brought up survival mode because I think it does apply financially, but I think it applies in so many other ways too that people may not realize.
Yeah.
So how did it? So you said you got you broke up with Dell.
Yeah.
You broke.
Well,
up
they broke
with
up with me first, but I wanted to break up with them.
So that put you in, the financial scarcity kind of, which caused you to like be more busy. But how how did it affect your health? Like, did it show up in your health any kind of way?
Oh yeah, it affected my health, mental for sure. Like
Mhm.
just trying to think through things was hard.
Mhm.
Because when you have a scarcity mindset, and really when you're in survival mode, like before the survival mode, I thought I had all the faith. I was just like, I trust God. Like, and it's, that's what we say, right? Like,
Yeah.
right off the
Mhm.
bat, we trust God. But then when you get in a situation where you really have to trust Him,
Mhm.
that's where, like, there was a lot of breakdown in me, but I felt it in my health, a lot of in my mental health, not just in the way that I think, but literally in my mental health, like with
Mhm.
anxiety and
Mhm.
those type of things, which is why I talk about holistic success, because everything connects together, right?
Mhm.
Because then that affects your emotional well-being. Now you're not emotionally regulated. Your emotional intelligence is all over the place. You can't really, you're reacting to things instead of like really thinking it through. And then that affects your relationships, right? So you're not communicating well. So it went from like health to emotional to, yes, financial to relational to just everything was kind of meshed together, and I felt like I was in survival mode in every area. Like
Mhm.
I'm surviving to think through this project the next day and
Mm.
to not be anxious so that I can relate to my kids and not snap at them because it's really not their fault. Like all of that stuff was
Mhm.
going on.
Yeah.
But you're right. A lot of people hear survival mode and just think about finances, and
Mhm.
it's more than it affects everything.
Yeah.
Like absolutely everything.
Hmm.
Who are you when you're not producing, not working, not doing all the things that you do, all your titles? Well, who is Kay when she's just, not doing all of that stuff?
Gary, K be in the bed. I am a movie fanatic. I watch so many
Oh yeah.
movies. Oh yeah, I love movies. Like I have a unofficial mentor in the movie world here. I will text her in a minute and go, "Oh my god, I figured out like what type of movie because I want to produce short films."
Mhm.
And so, but prior to wanting to produce short films, I've always been in love with movies.
Mhm.
So, I'm watching movies. I am watching specifically 90s movies with my kids and my husband because he is Rambo, Arnold Schwarzenegger,
Uh-huh.
like that's his thing. But I'm also fishing. I'm outside. I'm
Mm.
hiking. I love hiking. I gotta come and hike with y'all. I've been wanting to do that for
Yeah.
so long. But hiking, I love to be outside. I'm taking photos of like nature with my phone and thinking I'm cool with it, trying to learn everything about the iPhone and the filters. But for the most part, Kay is very introverted. I
Mhm.
think I'm like in the middle a little bit between an extrovert and an introvert, so an ambivert I
Yeah,
think it's
to
Mhm.
called.
yeah.
So I come alive in spaces where I'm connecting with people, but then they make me tired, and so
Mhm.
I'm like, for TEDx, I was in the audio booth on the floor, whatever, in the dark.
Yeah.
Like I had to like break away because it was so much happening.
Mhm.
Mhm.
But I'm outside of all the things that I do, I'm somewhere being silent, being still, chilling, and kind of just diving into some stories, actually.
Hmm. We're also kind of we kind of are the same way. And I wonder, because you know more community builders than us, do you think that's a common pattern in community builders?
I do.
Yeah.
I do. And I think it's because I know for me, I'm a connector by nature. Like I like
Mhm.
to connect. And I was just talking to somebody about this the other day. There are people that are community builders that stay in the community and they engage with community,
Mhm.
right? So they like do all the things. Y'all are community builders and y'all stay engaged because you have events and you
Mhm.
have all these different things. I stick and move.
Mhm.
I like to like connect people and then I go, okay,
Yeah.
I like back up because that for me is the way that I preserve my creative energy because I get so drained. But
Mhm.
I think a lot of community builders are like that.
Mhm.
Like we just because we're always taking care of people and you're always in community with people and in contact with people that you have to have that
Mhm.
time where you're just like, I like y'all, but you know, no offense, but you probably won't hear from me for a little bit. I'm gonna just
Yeah.
kind of get quiet. But there's nothing wrong with that. I used to
Mhm.
think something was wrong with it, and
Mhm.
I think more so I was concerned about offending people.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But the key to people understanding me for those who do, and I don't really care who don't to a certain degree, really, honestly, is communicating
Mm-hmm.
and just being like, this is how I am, and it's nothing with you, but I gotta be by myself
Yeah.
to be sane.
Mm-hmm.
Or just with my group, right? My
Yeah.
core.
Yeah.
Yeah, your safe place.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and that's good because I'm the same way. Like, yeah, I'm out, but like to connect other people. Like, I want to
Yeah.
help other people find their people.
Yes.
But I don't necessarily want to just stick and be there with all of y'all. Like,
And it's not even nothing against them,
no,
right?
not at
Yeah.
all.
Because but that's a good thing that you know how to preserve yourself, because that's what it is. In order for me to continue to serve y'all,
Mhm.
I have to be able to do the things that keep me well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that's, it's hard for some people to grab, because then they take it personally, like you don't want to be around them or
Yeah.
build a relationship. And it's like, no, it's not that at all. When I'm with you, I love being with you,
Mm-hmm.
but I have to have that time by myself.
Yeah.
But I think it's good that you said, you communicate it. I think that's one of the hard things for me is like, I don't always just tell people, or like, I'm not the best at communicating that to people. So they do get offended or it comes across in like a negative way.
Mm.
And it's like, oh no, like you don't care about it. It's like, no, like I'm tired.
Right.
Like, I
In self-preservation mode.
Yeah, I'm like, I just
Yeah.
want to rest, like, and be to myself. But I think it's really good that you're able to communicate it in that way. And like you said, whoever accepts it, and whoever doesn't. Like,
Now that's new for me. I'm new here. I haven't always communicated,
okay.
but I hurt someone's feelings, and I know that I did, and I had to, and God really dealt with me about that. I had to go back to her and be clear about where I was, and I'm like, I'm just in a season where, and this was maybe 4 or 5 months ago. I'm like, right in the midst of TEDx. I'm like, I get overwhelmed easily if I'm doing too much. So I need to step back, like, in order to do that, or I'm not gonna be a good friend to you. Like when you're talking to me, I'm listening, but I'm not really listening. Like I hear you, but I'm not listening because I have like a million different things that I'm trying to keep up with in my brain. So I had to go back to her, and when I went back to her, and she really appreciated the conversation, that taught me that, okay, I need to do a better job with communicating with people, not over explaining, because there's a difference.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to get nobody's permission
Yeah.
on what I need to do for me.
Right.
That's different.
Yeah.
But I don't want to leave anybody feeling like, I don't, like something's wrong with them.
Mm-hmm.
So but I'm new, girl. This is like less than 6 months.
I love that. So you're very vocal about like menopause and perimenopause, and we even just talked about how you're having a show about that to spread more awareness. I guess awareness would be the right word. So as a community leader, how has like you going through that and you talking with other women going through it, how has it influenced this change of pace that you've had?
Ooh, I used to talk a lot about giving myself grace.
Mm-hmm.
I really give myself grace now,
Yeah.
because I spoke to a menopause expert a couple weeks ago, kind of getting ready for this show. And one thing she shared with me that most people don't know, because I mean, unless you're in the world of that, you don't know it. But they stopped doing research on women for a long time years ago, right? And they kept doing it on men, like medical research. So there's a lot about menopause that we don't know, right? And sometimes elderly women die from things like they'll have a UTI, and a UTI causes a sepsis, and they'll die from that, but it's connected to the treatment that they didn't get in menopause. So these conversations that I'm having with other women who are going through perimenopause specifically, it feels like relief, because everybody's like, oh my God, I'm not going through this by myself. But it gives us the opportunity to actually be educated about it too. So awareness, yes, but then also making sure that we have the experts in the room to give us the right information and to assure women that you're not going crazy, because we're experiencing it in our 30s, which is young. Like I thought, I'm 48 now, but like I started 45, 44, 45. And I thought I was too young. I was like, what's going on? I thought this was like your 50s, like, but it's happening like super young. And, but it feels good to be in community with people who can understand why you have a hard time thinking through things because you're experiencing brain fog or your body is changing in these different ways. It's just been great. So I've been giving myself grace because I know hormonally and just by nature and the way that our bodies are designed, I'm going through something that I might not understand, but it makes me want to understand more. And the show is about so that we all understand.
Yeah.
Like we all get more information because it's multicultural and multi-generational. So, and wanting men to be in the room so they know we're not going crazy for real. Like we are, but we're not.
Yes,
Like
yeah.
we don't know exactly what's happening either. So that we learn together.
Yeah. Which is very hard to communicate to men too sometimes. It's like, I know I'm acting crazy, but I don't know why.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm not doing it on purpose. Like,
Ask my husband, because like 2 years ago, I was crying, like really crying. And he was like, what's wrong? And I'm like, I don't know. And he's like, what you mean you don't know? I'm like, I know. He's like, did something happen? No. Did somebody say something? No. Like I really did. I was just overcome with all this emotion. And so them being in the room to actually hear, hey, here's what's happening in her body. And this is what it affects, right? So that it doesn't impede on your communication, because sometimes we may not communicate things properly in the way that they can hear it, but it's not on purpose. Like we're just feeling all of these different things, right? And then it teaches us how to regulate that and to notice when we are going through that. Because now I sit down for a minute and I be like, all right, I'm about to start tripping. Like I can feel it in my body. I'm like, oh, he is getting on my nerves, but he didn't say anything to get on my nerves. So this is me. I'm gonna sit for a little bit. It just, I'm gonna give myself a little grace, and I'm gonna move on. But it's important for us to have it as women, the conversations amongst ourselves too, because it can also affect your relationships with your friends and then, with each other or in your community. Just somebody might come in snappy and you're like, you know what, she's not normally like that. I'm gonna give her a little grace too, because something else may be going on. Probably not, it doesn't have to be menopause, but it could be something else that's happening that has nothing to do with you.
Yeah, that's good, because we do tend to just, you think somebody's coming at you, but it's like, no, they may just be dealing with their own stuff, like, and with all the different hormones and emotions we carry on a regular, it's just like, no, it's not you. Like, it's me, and I know it's me, but I don't really know what to do do it either. Like,
exactly. It's like trauma and kids.
Yeah, like, it's
I
so
tell my mama
much.
that. Like, if we go to a restaurant, she's like, ew, they were rude. I'm like, well, mama, you just got here. So it's probably not you. Don't take it personally. Like, there are times where you should address things when people are being disrespectful. But if somebody is not smiling today, that's probably because they're dealing with something and it's on their mind. So be kind, and that's a part of the grace that we should extend to ourselves and each other, to just be kinder to ourselves and to other people.
And just remembering that, like, these people are at work. And it's like, half the time you don't want to be at work, so why do you think they want to be at
and
work?
And where your tip at? Like, tip them.
Right.
Wonder why they got an attitude.
Yeah, and they've been here all day. Like, think about when you're working all day. Like, you don't want you be in a mood too sometimes. So, just always bring it back to yourself. And like you said, giving yourself grace and others.
Yeah, well, speaking of grace and faith in God,
yes,
you send me prayers pretty often, and what you don't know is that, like, whenever you send them, it's like on a hard day, and so, like, and they're just perfect, and I'm like, oh my goodness, like, I can't believe you even thought to, like, send this to me, because my bad communication is I'll think about people all the time and don't send nothing. So you, like, actually, like, follow through, and they help so much. So, like, what prompts you to do that? Like, how do you keep that faith aspect in relation to your friendships?
And first, okay, so I gotta give Maya in the rotation of the prayers.
Yeah,
I would love that.
Yeah, but get you in the rotation. One of the things that I haven't acknowledged for a long time, because we're taught that when we acknowledge our strengths or good things about us, that we're bragging. So it took a very long time for me to be like, no, I am that type of person. Like, I'm thoughtful. And so I know that if I need a prayer, I'm not the only one that needs a prayer. right? And so I have hard days, other people have hard days. And because we're human beings
Yes.
who have responsibilities and we're out here in this world, like with all these different personalities that you have to manage and like all the things. And so if I am praying for these particular things for myself, then I also want to be thoughtful and send that out to, and I don't send it out to everybody all the time. Like it's just certain prayers. I'll think of certain people and send that prayer out. But that's important to me, for you to know that I'm praying for you. And also for you to even read that prayer as your prayer up to God. God, this is go before me. This is, before I walk into any room, I pray that you go before me. We all should be praying that.
Yeah.
That he lead us in the right direction, connect us to the right people, and make sure that we are aware of what may come to distract us. And that's something that we all need to pray.
Yeah.
And so yeah, that's one thing I do like about me. I've always been super thoughtful, and that's because I've had people think of me.
Yeah.
When you have people deposit into you, it's easy to deposit into other people. But I'm glad you enjoy those prayers.
I do.
Those are very special to me. I need them when I'll be like, oh Lord, this is good. Let's see who else needs this. I'm just gonna go down the list because it's being a human and just needing him in every situation, every day.
Yeah.
Is that acknowledgement that God, we need you, is I just don't need that. We all need that.
Yeah. I definitely because so I don't know if I ever told you, I worked at Dell for a while. Yeah. And towards the end of it, because I knew it wasn't the right place, probably like halfway into it. Towards the end of it, I started to pray things like, go before me in the room, like I know I'm here for a purpose, like just really having him guide the rest of my time there. And that probably changed my whole outlook on being there. And it's been really nice to get that reminder, because I feel like I've lost it. And it definitely changes the way that you view the world, because it's like when you do so I'm a server now. So when you do come across people, like I know guests may think I'm upset. I try not to be upset at work because, it's not your fault that I'm upset, but if a guest is upset with me, it's like, okay, well maybe I'm supposed to be, joyful. Like maybe they have terrible server experience. Maybe I'm the one to switch their, So it definitely helps switch your mindset and keep that God favor forward, I guess.
Yeah, because a part of changing your pace and slowing down and being intentional, and alignment is a big word right now, right? But it's a real word. And being in alignment is being in alignment with him, right? And so one of the biggest things that I gained and was able to experience in 2024, which we always talk about the scripture that talks about the peace of God that surpasses all understanding. It means you just don't even understand how you have the peace, right? And that peace is what I experienced, and that's what I want to carry forward. And he gives us that peace. Yeah. So regardless of what's happening, doesn't mean we have to like it or settle, but the peace is what's important.
So speaking about peace and alignment, people can test your peace. So how did people respond to you when you started, choosing yourself, changing your pace, and really finding that peace for yourself?
Ooh. That's interesting, because here's what I notice in relationships and just peopling, period, right? People will say, you should choose yourself. You should put yourself first. You got to prioritize your peace, right? We say all these things, but when you actually do it and you're setting up boundaries, because I like to say the boundaries start with me. I had to actually set boundaries with myself and go, okay, well, you're inviting this in, Keocha. This is a part of your doing. So this chaos and anxiety you feel, you really can't change it if you do these things. But then that means I have to put boundaries around things with other people. And you'll have the people that understand it and that are happy for you and that will say, hey, no problem. If you're going to step away for a little bit, I'll be here when you get back, right? Don't give you grief about it. You can respond to their text message 2-3 days later, because I had to also not be so on my phone all the time. It's a boundary I set with myself. So I might not respond to a text message for like a day or so. But I had to communicate that, right? And then you have the people that like take everything personally. Right? Is you're not responding as much as you used to. Well, I told you I wasn't gonna be around my phone that much. Like I'm switching things. I need to spend time with my kids. When they get out of school, that's my priority. Or I'm getting off the phone when my son gets in the car. Right? Because I want to hear about his day. I need to know what to pray for. I need to be present. And people will take that personally. But so I started taking a little personally, right? I'm like, well, she just don't, she said, and I don't. But then I thought about it. And if I am asking God to go before me, if I'm asking God for these things with this life that I want to design, that mean I trust that what's not for me will fall off. And it doesn't have to be ugly, doesn't have to be a problem. I can still love you when I see you, but maybe our relationship changes, right? And so I had to, when we talk about prioritizing our peace, I had to go real hard with it because that time where I felt in my body that I needed to slow down, there was a whole lot of things happening. Then we had the accident last year, car accident, really bad. TJ had a lot of things happening with his health. So that slowed me down even more, which is why even TEDx is going to be different this year. It won't be so like grand, and because it was a lot of heavy lifting, a lot of heavy lifting that I put on because I just was so excited about it, but had to reset and go, okay, got to come back down to, but people won't always understand it. And that's not really a problem though, right? You're not doing anything intentionally to be harmful. You're not being ugly, right? So your intention is not bad, but you cannot control how other people receive that. And if we spend our time just going, like I used to as a people pleaser, where I was just like, oh, I don't want to, this and like babysitting feelings, then you're putting other people before yourself. And then you can't be a good friend. Like it all goes in the cycle. You can't be a good friend. You're not being, because you're not being honest about the fact that you need to go take care of yourself, right? So that all kind of goes in. You got to be willing for people to be mad at you.
Gotta be the bad guy.
Yeah.
You gotta be the bad guy, and it can come from a great place. But some people are committed to misunderstanding, and that's just not. You can't do anything about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
and as long as God knows your heart, because that's really what matters, you know.
Yeah, and
You
if
know.
God prompts you or leads you to step back to do whatever, then that's between Him and them, right? They got to take that up with Him. There's nothing. I'm being obedient because that's our job is to be obedient.
Yeah.
So I mean, if somebody takes it that wrong way, I didn't intend to offend you, ma'am, sir, but this is what God is asking me to do, and so that's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah. I love that. So we're coming to the end of our show, and as community builders and as community leaders, I feel like something that may not be top of mind is how much we have to self-reflect, we have to be self-aware, and be knowledgeable that people are looking to us as the people that we are. So we want to start giving our viewers journal questions.
Ooh.
That way, if they want to become a community builder or just want to work on themselves, they have something that they can actively do. So what's a question that you reflected on yourself that then led to you saying, oh, I need to change my pace, and has led you to your now current season?
One of the biggest questions, what do I really want? What do I really want? Because in prayer, we'll pray for things. We'll ask God for things, right? But is that what you really want? You know, is that some type of story or narrative you've accepted that you should have?
Yeah.
Right? And because people tell us all the time what we should do. You should be married. You should be like all those things. But is that what you really want? Because then you start, I think, spending a lot of time and energy building a life that really somebody else has placed this blueprint out for you. But what does God really want? Because even if this is something that you want that He does not want for you, you're going to Him in this relationship, right? And communicating and say, God, this is what I really want. let him direct you on what he wants you to do.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But I think a lot of times we listen to other people and then we start praying for things that other people want for us, but that's not what we really want.
Mhm.
So in
Yeah.
prayer, actually going to God and say, God, this is the life that I would love to have. This is the life I want to design for myself. This is what is sustainable. This what feels good. This whatever. And if he says no, then it's no.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But in a relationship, having open, honest dialogue, because it is a relationship,
Mhm.
and communicating,
Mm-hmm.
but you got to know what you want.
Mhm.
Like what type of life do you want? What makes you feel good? What is sustainable is a big word for me. Like, is this for right now, or can I continue to do this thing? What can I continue to do that makes me feel good and give me joy and peace?
Yeah.
So that was a big one for people to actually reflect and go, is this what I really want?
Mhm. I love that.
Yeah.
I think that is a fantastic question that not enough people ask themselves, because you're right. So often a narrative is placed on us, or we don't know other options of a life.
Mm-hmm.
And so people get stuck in a life, but what do I want this? What do I want?
Do I want to have children?
Yeah.
Right, for a woman. Because I've heard women say, I don't want any kids. And then other women go, oh my gosh. And I'm like, it's okay that she does not want to have children.
Yeah.
Like, if she
Yeah.
wants to travel and like her career is what's important to her, that's okay. You
Mhm.
don't have to have children because you're a woman. Like, is that what you really want? And we just get stuck in these pockets of like what people expect from us. And sometimes people, it's not a bad intention. Like, they see greatness in us and they go, you would be great at this.
Mm.
And then that happened to me in college. So then I went to college in this particular thing because people kept telling me I would be great at that. But that's not what I wanted.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't want anything close to that. But I wasn't confident enough in my skills, abilities, and talents at the time, and my gifts, to be like, no, that's not what I want. So I just went along with what other people wanted from me.
Mhm.
So in your time of reflection, which, if you're going to reflect on a question like that, that means you need to be alone,
Mhm.
at least for a little bit,
Mhm.
before you start getting the opinions and thoughts of other people. Just sit down and really reflect and go, what do I want? Okay, do I really want that? Or is that what people expect of me?
Yeah.
Or is that what other people want of me? And when you're honest with yourself first, it's easy to be honest with other people and in your relationship with God.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because then you're not coming to him, because he already knows.
Yeah.
He's like, nah, she don't really want that. She just saying that
Yep.
because oh, okay.
Right.
But to be in that relationship, like how we work hard on our relationships with each other, our relationships with our romantic partners, you want to have that open, honest communication. It's the same thing with God.
Mm.
Yeah.
Same thing with ourselves too.
I think, yeah. And just remembering too, like, everybody's purpose is different.
Yes.
So God's plan may not be for, that woman to have kids. It may be for her to travel around the world.
Yeah.
Because we all are here to carry out our own assignments,
Yes.
So then they're all going to look different.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that it's really good to reflect on and just sit with yourself with.
Yeah, be still.
You got to be still for a little bit.
Yeah,
Yes.
for a little bit.
Yeah. Well, this is so
I
good.
know.
Right, because
So
we could
good.
probably keep going.
We could
but-
keep going. But we do have to come to an end. So how can the lovely people find you, or what do you want them to know is coming up?
Right now, Coffee Milk Media is super new on Instagram, and I'm still feeling my way through that. But we are on LinkedIn very heavily, and we'll be there very heavily. And then I'm on LinkedIn now, not on Instagram or anywhere else, but I am on LinkedIn, so you can find me there. And right now, we are really focused on producing new shows. I'm not giving all the details about it yet because of what's happening, but I'm excited. I'm excited to bring all of you into the fold. I'm pulling for them to come into all these things with me. But the way that God is designing, I should say, I went to him and said, this is how I want to design my life.
Mhm.
But the way that he is putting pieces together that I didn't even imagine for myself
Mhm.
or just the people around me is just amazing.
Yeah.
I'm a student right now. I'm kind of sitting back going, oh, all right, okay, this is good. So it looks like I'm doing things in front, but I really am waiting for instruction. So
Yeah.
people don't really see me out places because I'm chilling in the cut. I'm watching a movie. I'm like up early in the morning, writing and reflecting. Right now I'm studying the book of Ruth.
Mhm.
Just really just waiting for instructions, and when he tell me something, then I move. So
Perfect.
Yes, I love that.
I know.
Oh, yeah.
I could talk to y'all all day.
I know.
Yeah. We're going to give a shout out to our sponsors. Shout out to the Concord for letting us use their beautiful space. And shout out to Zadie Productions for putting all this together, because we would not be here without him. So thank y'all, and we'll see y'all next time.
Bye.